She slammed the door on her way out, the sound ricocheting through the apartment like a dare. "If you can't handle it, then divorce me," she spat, flinging her coat onto the couch as she got ready to head to the nightclub. Every word was intentional, sharp, taunting, and meant to get under my skin. I said nothing. I simply watched her leave, holding my frustration just beneath the surface. She'd thrown these threats at me before, but tonight carried a different kind of edge. This wasn't a test, it was an attempt to dominate, to see just how far she could stretch the limits. The night dragged on quietly. I kept myself occupied with a book, a cup of coffee, and occasional pacing. My phone buzzed now and then, friends checking in because they could hear the tension in my voice earlier. I answered briefly, resisting the urge to respond out of emotion. Experience had taught me that staying observant often revealed more than confrontation ever did. As the hours slipped by, I found myself replaying the subtle shifts in her behavior over the past few months. Late returns home, vague explanations, a widening emotional gap I tried to overlook. But now, with her bold parting words looping in my head, anger mixed with disappointment, and a strange sense of clarity. At 2 a.m., my phone rang. I hesitated, worried it might be her, but curiosity made me pick up. The number was unfamiliar. A man's voice spoke carefully, yet with urgency. "Sir, I think your wife's at a club downtown. She's with a group of guys, and it doesn't look right." My heart didn't drop from shock, only from confirmation. I had already sensed her drifting, but hearing it from a stranger made the truth unmistakable. I thanked him, grabbed my jacket, and drove through the quiet city streets, my mind steady and silent. When I reached the club, the scene was exactly what I had imagined. She laughed loudly, leaning in toward a man I'd never seen, her hand brushing along his arm. She wasn't hiding it. She wanted to be seen, wanted her defiance to register, even if indirectly. I didn't barge in or cause a spectacle. Instead, I stood back and watched, taking in every detail, understanding that this was her way of expressing her dissatisfaction, the widening crack between us made visible. A few minutes later, she spotted me near the entrance. Calm, still, and completely unshaken. Her smirk faltered. Her eyes briefly widened. "What are you doing here?" she asked, trying to bury her shock beneath irritation. I walked toward her slowly, each step deliberate. "I came to see things for myself," I said softly. "And now I have." The air around us seemed to stall. Her friends, and the men she'd been entertaining, subtly backed away, unsure of the situation. I didn't raise my voice or point fingers. I just looked at her, letting my disappointment speak in the silence between us. "You told me to divorce you if I didn't accept this," I said. "You wanted to see my reaction. Now you've seen it. I'm not afraid, and I won't be controlled." Color drained from her face as she realized her attempt to provoke me had backfired. Without theatrics, without chaos, I turned around and walked out. On my way back to the car, I felt a blend of hurt, determination, and an unexpected strength settle in. That night taught me something vital. Relationships rely on trust, respect, and honest communication. Threats, rebellion, and manipulative games only expose what's already broken. Her smirk, her defiance, and her reckless night out had all been a test, one I refused to lose. Not by lashing out, but by staying composed. In the days that followed, she tried explaining, apologizing, justifying. I listened, but the shift inside me was unmistakable. I couldn't pretend anymore. Our marriage had deep issues, and no amount of threats or drama would fix them. I needed space, clarity, and sincere conversations if we ever hoped to rebuild anything. Her actions had been a wake-up call, revealing not only her choices, but my own values, limits, and strength. By the end of the week, she came home quieter, reflective. The events at the nightclub had stripped away the masks, forcing us both to see our relationship without illusion. I realized then that my silence, steadiness, and refusal to be manipulated held more weight than any argument ever could. Sometimes, the most powerful response to betrayal is calm certainty. That night changed everything. Not only how I viewed her, but how I viewed myself, and the standards I would never compromise again in any relationship.